Kia ora and welcome to this week's Flexi. This week we're focusing on pedagogy, and in particular the power of a personal pedagogy and how our intentional interaction with the curriculum and choice of specific curriculum resources, topics, teaching approaches, activities can really engage critical thinking and develop transformative learning experiences for students. It's going to ask you a lot of reflective questions to consider this week as well. So things you might begin to think about are aspects such as, what does pedagogy mean for me? What kind of orientation do I have to pedagogy? Do I focus on the subject, or do I focus on the student primarily, or do in fact I have a different orientation altogether? Where does the aspect of disposition come into it? The idea of technicist versus responsive, or as we noted on intensive, the question marks around actually what is the best definition. These all play a part in how we approach our pedagogy and apply this within the classroom context. So, to begin with is a short tweet activity. It's something I want you to do without considering other definitions and doing heaps of pre-reading to get that real academic answer. I want you to consider it from what you know so far and how you would construct it from your own words, from your initial thoughts. And so the idea is you're going to use the tweet format in the forum. So that is, you only have 140 characters to work with. So you can use Word to find out how many characters you've used and then cut and paste it into the forum. But the idea is you have to define what you think pedagogy is as an idea, but also as an action. So you're going to have to think very carefully about the words you pick, how you form those words, and then your intentionality, because you have got such a short amount of characters that you can use. It's a really good engaging the thinking, thinking outside the box, refining a person's thinking activity. So hopefully you might find use for it in an activity you do in class. One way I do it is I just use pens and paper, and they have to hold their tweet up in class or stick it on the board. So it's an activity you can do also without digital technology. After you've done this, please have a re-look at the worldview readings. Just refresh your mind about those, because I want you to engage with the idea of, what does worldview mean for intentional choice when it comes to curriculum, and how should worldview shape my pedagogy? How could worldview shape my pedagogy? And therefore, what would that mean for curriculum and the outcomes to be achieved from curriculum? Also, have a look at the two readings for the week that I really want you to engage with on personal pedagogy: the Van Brumlin reading and the Norsworthy reading. These aren't too long, but they really engage some strong ideas about what a personal pedagogy is and how it can empower the teacher in making curriculum choices and decisions. This is something you are going to have to consider within your subject, because there will be moments where you can seize the opportunity to really engage, really structure, and really make intentional choices to shape the learning for your students. What is that going to look like? And that's really important. I've put two diagrams online too that kind of intimate the difference between the personal interaction of pedagogy with the New Zealand curriculum, in terms of how it can put the teacher in charge of shaping the curriculum and the influence on the student, and in terms of it not doing so and instead actually shaping the teacher's response and approach. And that might lead to some debate whether you think it's most important that the curriculum shapes us, or in fact that we shape the curriculum as professional teachers. I will put a Padlet wall up online for those of you who want to contribute your thoughts and engage in some discussion, and put your gems online to encourage, provoke, prompt others. Now the big forum for the week is the practical forum, to use a better terminology, in which I'm going to get you to actually do some curriculum redefinition. What I'm going to give you is 3 areas within the secondary context that you are going to have to consider when you teach, and I want you to choose an element from each one of those 3 and then choose a resource or a curriculum approach or curriculum activity, a curriculum topic, a curriculum discussion that you could teach the students or incorporate the curriculum aspect, and also include a worldview, ethic, value approach as well that you want to engage the student with. So so 3 examples of how you can redefine the curriculum to create an engaging learning experience, and how you do this to meet 2 outcomes. The vision and view you want them to think critically about, but also to thinking critically and engaging with a set curriculum focus. It should be a lot of fun, and the best thing about it is you will come up with 3 strong examples or 3 strong perspectives that you can then engage with and use as examples in assignment 1. So the feedback that you get from your fellow students and the feedback that you get from myself, might be very important in helping you reflect, engage and develop these perspectives even further. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to the way that you are thinking outside the square, out of your box, out of your way of looking at the world, and how you would consider, shape, develop, approach the development of curriculum within the New Zealand context to really challenge and transform students through your learning experiences. So from me, over and out in terms of this week, but I look forward to seeing you online, and don't forget at any stage to get in touch via the Open Zone or via email if you have any questions. I will be online on Wednesday, and hopefully I will have some time to discuss within that session those particular diagrams, the power of a personal pedagogy, in more specific detail. See ya.